Welcome back, climbers. I hope you've been enjoying your time in Habitation Yellow. Today I've got some more tips and tricks to help you conquer the substructure and make your way to the abyss. White Knuckle is released into early access, and with that, there's a whole host of new items, enemies, some new features, and areas. In this video, we'll be covering the features that have been added to this game in this early access release, as well as a few other things that I might have left out in the previous video. If you want more information about White Knuckle basics, please check out the video I made about the demo. I've linked it in the description. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump right in. In White Knuckle, you can now save your progress using checkpoints. During your run, you may discover floppy disks hidden in secret areas or tucked away in hard-to-reach nooks and crannies. You can also purchase disks with roaches in a few select areas. Each disk you find may contain hidden images or bits of lore, so keep your eyes peeled. There's a computer following the silo's exit and at the beginning of habitation that you can use to save your progress. As long as you have a banked save, when you die, you will respawn at the computer, able to continue your run. Do be careful, however, because if you quit the game, your save will be lost. When using items, reaching certain milestones in the campaign or endless mode, or just generally interacting with the game, you may see something like this pop up in the top left of your screen. This denotes your progress in unlocking something. Most unlocks are items for the restock machines, perks, or new rooms or subsections of the substructure. You can check the progress of any ongoing unlocks and see what you've unlocked in your logbook in the main menu. Earlier I mentioned you can unlock perks. Perks are new to White Knuckle and can be accessed by using the same computer where you save your progress. Some special perks may cost roaches, and in endless mode they will slowly get more and more expensive. There are a lot of perks that provide a wide array of buffs and gameplay enhancements, but I'm only going to cover the ones that are not immediately obvious in their function. The first perk to cover is Pheromone Glands. This perk simply makes roaches no longer scared of you, and you are unable to crush them. For reference, here's without the perk. The next perk, Rabbit DNA, allows you to long jump if you are holding the crouch button. You can continue to chain these jumps together to bunny hop, and if you are stationary, you will get a higher jump. The next perk is Heavy Strike. Heavy Strike allows you to sink a piton in a single swing, and, more importantly, it allows you to kill blood bugs in a single hit, as God intended. After they have been unlocked, at around 250 meters climbed, you can find a special perk machine that will give you unstable perks. The effects of these vary wildly, and can come with some pretty significant negative side effects. The first unstable perk to cover is Hang Tight. Hang Tight simply gives you 3 bottles of pills and 1 auto piton. You can combine these all for one hell of a stamina boost. Similarly, the Bad Parent perk gives you a grub, a needle of adrenaline, and a bottle of pills. The Teleporter Malfunction perk simply gives you 2 blink eyes to find in your inventory. I will be covering blink eyes and their function in a little bit. Up next is my favorite perk. Piton Enthusiast allows you to place pitons directly into the wall and be completely secure. No hammering required. This perk will also immediately grant you 3 piton to use. The downside of this amazing perk is that you can no longer hold rebar. The next perk, Physics Graduate, grants you 2 explosive rebar, 1 flare gun, and 4 flares. I haven't mentioned the flare gun yet, but we will cover it soon. The next perk, Disc Jockey, simply gives you a golden floppy disk. When entered into the save computer, this counts as 3 saves. If you have the final perk I'm covering, Friend Upstairs, on your climb you may come across some briefcases that make a beeping noise. Hitting them with your hammer will give you extra supplies. As I mentioned, these are not all of the perks, just ones I felt relevant to cover. Be sure to check all the machines and see which perk fits you best. The first new item to cover is the flashlight. You find the flashlight at the beginning of Habitation Yellow, just before the service shaft. It's a hand-cranked flashlight. After it's fully charged, it takes about a minute for it to stop producing light. Try to charge it whenever you have a free moment, and keep in mind that the light will stay on even if you're not holding the flashlight. Found next to the flashlight at the beginning of Habitation, you can also find a flare gun, sitting on top of a box, which you can break to receive some flares. Similar to when throwing rebar, the flare gun will launch you in the opposite direction, a substantial amount. The flare gun can also be used offensively, killing barnacles, blood bugs, gas bags in one hit. It can also be used against an additional creature, which I will cover in a moment. After completing the campaign and reaching a sufficient distance in Endless Mode or Endless Habitation, you will come across a new sub-region. At the beginning of this sub-region, you can find the Blink Eye, a powerful tool that lets you teleport a short distance. This can only be done 3 times before the eye is destroyed. After using the eye twice, you can purchase it in the restock machines for future runs. Keep in mind the highlighted red spot and the direction that you're facing, as that's where you will teleport. Try to teleport onto solid ground or quickly find a hold. Before we cover the creatures, while you're climbing, you may come across these yellow handles. They will break after being held for around a second, so be careful. In the service shaft section of Habitation, a short while after starting your climb, you'll hear this. This is Teeth, otherwise known as Vern. Teeth will climb out of the craters in the wall, and if he spots you, he'll begin chase. When he's close enough, he'll attack and eventually kill you. Other than climbing as fast as you can, there are a few ways to drive Mr. Teeth back into his hole. The first and easiest way to deal with him is to use your flare gun. If Teeth is around a flare for long enough, he'll scream and run away. He will remain gone for a short while. Use this time to get distance, because he will come back. Although this may be the intended way to deal with Teeth, it is far from the only one. Pretty much any tool you have that causes damage can be used to drive Teeth away. But the important thing to note is that teeth will always come back. So, the only surefire way to get rid of them is to keep on climbing. The next hazard to watch out for are the turrets. You can find the turrets in the Delta Lab section of Habitation, and they can pose quite the issue if you don't know how to deal with them. The first thing to note is that the turrets have a specific field of rotation. They can only shoot in about a 180-degree cone in front of them. However, they can look straight up and straight down while shooting. If you spot this brown and red console near the turrets, interacting with it will turn them off. You may also find yourself climbing in sections with power fluctuations. You can use this momentary outage to sneak behind the turrets and disable them. All you need to do to disable the turret is simply tip it over. You can do this with your hands, rebar, or even a flare gun. You may catch a glimpse of this final creature as you make your way through the vents in Habitation. This is the thing that lives in the walls. It only attempts to take you if you aren't looking at it, so keep your head on a swivel, and listen carefully. If you are grabbed, grab onto something as fast as you can, and hold on tight. The thing in the walls has a very similar stamina system to you, and you will see its hand slowly turn red. Eventually, it'll lose its grip. If you have trouble with getting grabbed, try placing pitons in the vents that you can hold on to in case you get taken. Auto pitons will be your friend here. It's a little difficult, but you can also hit it with your hammer to force it to let you go, but it will try to stop you from turning around. The important thing to keep in mind is to keep moving and keep looking around. You'll hear them sneaking up on you, so pay attention. Now that it's accessible for everyone, this is where the dev playground is located. In the tutorial, just before the second section covering items, you can keep heading up and find a vent. Following this path will lead you to the dev exit. After accessing this area once, an easier to reach entrance will spawn near the beginning of the tutorial. I will now cover the White Knuckle holiday event that happened last year. You can still play this on the demo by enabling the 2024 beta branch in the demo properties. I must reiterate, this is not in the early access game, but wait until December and I bet it will be. Welcome, climber, to your holiday vacation destination, Substructure 12. It's a bit of an ongoing weather issue, but I still hope you can enjoy your stay. The first thing you should keep in mind is that if you are not near a light, your maximum stamina will slowly decrease. You can, of course, reset your stamina back to its normal amount just by hanging around a light. You should keep in mind that this is the only way to restore your stamina, as the milk and cookies you find on your path have little to no effect. Nearly all of the items that you find here are the same as the items in Substructure 17, except here they are more festive, with candy cane rebar, ornament pitons, and milk and cookies, rather than nondescript cans of beans and energy bars. There is one item that is new, the hot cocoa. You can find the hot cocoa in the break rooms dotted across the chimney. Upon use, it will negate the effects of the cold, allowing you to have your normal stamina. Similar to the yellow holds in Habitation, the ice holds in the chimney won't let you hang on for long, but instead of breaking, you'll just slip off. Another thing to watch out for in the chimney are the blizzards. While climbing, a storm may pick up, drastically reducing your max stamina, visibility, and you'll be blown around by harsh winds. The blizzards can be very detrimental to your runs, as not even the lights or hot cocoa will completely save you, although they will help quite a bit. I recommend saving your cocoa for the storms if you can. They are brutal without it. Well, that covers just about everything in White Knuckle. There are a few secrets I deliberately didn't cover, as I believe it would be best to experience them for yourselves. but I plan to cover them in a video focusing on White Knuckle's lore in the future. Obviously, this game will continue to receive updates, and I will continue to cover the content as it is released. I'd like to thank the developers of Dark Machine Games, Jack, Gwyn, and Holly, for answering questions I had and generally being great people. I'd also like to thank Adam Merriam and all the other folks in the White Knuckle Discord for helping to provide information for this video. I'd highly recommend you join the Discord and interact with this wonderful community. That's all for now, climbers. Stay safe.